Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another webinar by Global Education here in South Africa and Zimbabwe. My name is George. I'm actually sitting in Perth in Australia. I'm one of Global Education's alumni students. So please feel free to email me at george@global-education.co.za. Global looks after student applications, student visas, and we sort of help pre-arrival, arrival, departure events. And we counsel you and help support you in guiding you to finding the best opportunity for you to study overseas. This evening, tonight at 7:30 p.m. your time, we've got Winston Colley, who is our student recruitment manager for Sub-Saharan Africa for the study group. And the study group are an entity that help pathway students into various universities. We're focusing a little bit on the UK this evening. And I'm going to allow Winston to jump in here and put his screen on, and we're going to get straight into it. There's around 35 people that have signed up, and we did have around 200 people register for the event. So please do know that we will be sharing this recording as well with school counselors and the schools as well in South Africa and Zimbabwe. So on that note, I'm going to keep quiet and hand over to Winston. We've got some technical difficulties with cameras. We won't see Winston's beautiful smile today, but please do listen in attentively to him as well. Good evening, everybody.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you very much, George. I'm just going to share my screen, and thank you for the compliment about my smile. I get it quite often. So let me just share my screen. I'll make sure everything is all visible for everyone here today. And yeah, thank you for joining today. For those of you that have taken the time, I really do appreciate each and every one of you that come and join these webinars whenever I come to speak. Hopefully the information that I share with you today, you find very valuable, and it helps you in terms of making your decision as to whether the UK is right for you, as to whether one of our universities is right for you in terms of what type of program you want to study. So as mentioned, George mentioned my name is Winston. I am a student recruitment manager at Study Group. I look after quite a few regions. So Sub-Saharan Africa is one of my main regions. I also look after Russia, Central Asia, Eastern Europe. I've been working in education recruitment for over 3 years now. I'm very passionate about it. And I'm really like to help and support students as much as possible to get them to the places where they need to be. Now, in terms of study group, we do work not just within the UK, we do work with a range of countries. So Australia, we've got partners in New Zealand, as well as partners in Europe and US as well. But UK is where we have the majority of our university partners. So we partner with 16 universities within the UK. I'll be going through those universities today, just giving you the quick highlights as to what type of university they are and what type of student may want to go to those universities. I'll also give some information in terms of scholarships, etc. So getting back into study groups, so we are an international education provider looking after pathway programs for students that need to enter into universities. I'll talk to you about the pathway programs that we do offer, but firstly, we've been operating for over 25 years. A lot of history in terms of our support with universities working around the world. We've got more than 30 universities globally that we work with. And as mentioned, in the UK, we work with 16 universities. The difference between us and other pathway providers is that we really focus on going for those universities that either rank highly, like the Ross Group universities, or those universities that are really well known academically. So they may not be ranked as high as the Ross Group, but they rank quite well in terms of certain subjects or certain academically in terms of certain areas and expertise. In terms of our UK universities, we have more UK universities in the top 20 than any other provider. 11 of our UK universities are actually in the top 50. So you can rest assured that when you do choose, or if you do choose one of our universities, you'll be getting an excellent education. There'll be a lot of support for you to help you progress and develop, not just into your chosen degree or master's program, but also beyond that as well, in terms of your support if you want to remain in the UK or go on to further studies beyond that as well. In terms of our universities in the UK, our collaborating universities, 6 of them are awarded gold, so that's TEF Gold, known for teaching excellence. So it's not just in terms of their academic excellence, but also in terms of the academics that's teaching the students there. So we're really well known for support that we do provide for students to make sure they're prepped and ready for when they graduate. So just highlighting our range of UK universities that we do work with here. So you can see there's a good mixture. You've got the 2 universities in Scotland, being Aberdeen and University of Strathclyde. We've got Cardiff University, Russell Group, Durham University, a Russell Group as well, University of Leeds and University of Sheffield. For those of you that's not aware of what a roster group is, I'm sure many of you are, because I hope you've been doing your research as well on universities, but the roster group are the group of top 24 research-led universities in the UK. Now, what that means is that basically these universities contribute a lot to society in terms of their research facilities. For example, the recent outbreak of COVID, they will turn to these roster group universities to help do research for like the vaccines, treatments, etc. With not just COVID, but various other diseases as well. In terms of the funding, so in the UK, there's approximately around 130 accredited universities. And in terms of the funding, 80% of government research funding goes to that top 24 roster group. So if you are a student that's really looking for going to like a research program, you want to go for like a really high ranked prestigious university, then you can look no further at the roster group partners that we do have. Besides that, we've also got like the University of Huddersfield, again, another university that's been growing continuously in terms of the rankings. They're not a roster group university, but they are ranked quite highly in terms of specific subjects and very affordable as well. You've got the universities in London like Kingston, Royal Holloway, you've got University of Surrey, Coventry. These are all really good universities for those students looking for business, etc. And then we've got our newest partner, which is Teesside University, where we offer international year one programs, which I'll talk to you about what the international year one is a little bit later. So going into the locality of our universities, so you can see the mix there. As mentioned, we've got the Scottish universities, they're located up in Scotland, north of the UK. We've got the universities around the central part of the UK. So you've got like the Sheffield, Leeds, Durham, Lancaster, all those universities, Huddersfield around the central part of the UK. So it's really good for those students that want to be quite central and be able to travel and explore the UK during their studies. You've got the UK universities located in and around London and just to the south as well, the south coast. So you can see we've got quite a good mix in terms of where you can be situated when it comes to the UK, as well as Cardiff as mentioned. So we've got that in Wales as well. So we've got some fantastic locations for you to study at while in the UK. Now, the next video here is just going to give you a bit of background into what an international study centre is, for those of you that's not aware. So I'm just going to make sure my sound is being shared. Bear with me. I'm just going to press play. Hopefully you should be able to hear this.
Coming to an international study centre, you get the opportunity to study at your own pace and to study everything that you need to get yourself ready for that university. So we have foundation programs. In some centres we also have the international year one programs, and we have pre-masters as well for students who are that little bit further on in their educational journey.
The teachers here at the ISC, they are amazing, they're really helpful, they really want to see you do well, and that's why I love it here personally. What I like about my course is that it helps me with the studies, and as well as simple things like writing a proper essay, doing proper references. It just gives you that extra push. The advice I would give to someone thinking about coming to the ISC, I would say if you really need that extra push to come, they're really helpful. You won't feel out of place. They'll really make you feel at home.
We work on every aspect of preparation for the university. So you've got the transition piece, getting used to the culture, getting used to the environment that you're going to be studying in, and then there's all the academic content as well. So it's a really good way to prepare for university without the pain of just going straight in to those large first year university classes. You can come to the ISC and it's a little bit more supported.
So the next few slides, I'm just going to take you through the type of programs that we do offer at the International Studies Centre. I know there's going to probably be quite a few questions because there is quite a few details that's going to be shared in this. If you do have any questions, I know I can see the chat popping up a bit. I can't check the writing or the questions in there yet, but please do enter your questions in the chat and I will be answering them at the end in the Q&A session. So firstly, many of you probably watched that video or listen to what I've been saying and just ask myself, well, why would I need to go to International Studies Centre? Or what's the benefit of me as a student? What's the reasons why I would need to do like a foundation year, for example? So the foundation year, firstly, is for those students that need that extra support in terms of getting into the bachelor's program. Now, you may think you don't need that extra support. So let me just talk you through how the English education system works. So here, students, when they study for 13 years before then progressing on to their chosen bachelor's degree. Out of a lot of curriculums around the world, you only study up to year 12. So those students then need to do a 13th year, which is equivalent of your international foundation year, to be able to progress onto your undergraduate degree program. So you do your foundation year, and then you progress onto your chosen bachelor's degree, which will either be 3 years or 4 years, depending on if you choose to do a placement in between that as well. The foundation year is also for those students that don't quite meet the entry criteria for the undergraduate and direct entry to the chosen bachelor's program. For example, the grades to go into a chosen bachelor's program, if you were to do like A-levels, for example, maybe require that you need to do 2 A's and a B. Whereas in a foundation, we can actually accept 3 C's. So you can still do a foundation year and be able to progress on to your journey and your chosen degree program. All is not lost if you don't quite meet the grades to get direct entry. So there's various different reasons why their students might require this international foundation year, but it's always there. The key thing is that it's there to help support you and make sure that you can continue on your journey in education and progress on to what you want to do in the future in terms of your career. Now, with the foundation year, it's 3 terms in general, or 2 semesters as what we call it. Main intakes are in September and January. However, there are a few universities where we have a March and a May intake as well for a few programs. So there are a couple of opportunities throughout the year. All students are required to provide an English proficiency test. So this will be either like an IELTS or like a TOEFL or Pearson PTE. There is a various different forms that we can accept, but all students are required to meet the minimum criteria of 4.5 equivalent in IELTS to be able to enter into the foundation year. Now, some international foundation years require higher English proficiency. For example, if those students that are interested in medicine, you are required to have a higher English proficiency of like a 6.0 to be able to go into medicine. So all dependent on the program that you are progressing on to as to what English level is required for you to enter that foundation year. For those students that don't quite meet the entry criteria in terms of the English language level, we do offer English language preparation as well, which is normally taken either 5 or 10 weeks before the foundation year to top up your English skills so that you can then enter onto the foundation year as well. So that is available on a range of our programs, not all programs, but that option is available for students as well. The next type of program is the International Year 1. Now, this program is the equivalent of entering on your first year of your bachelor's. So you do the International Year 1 at the International Study Centre. You then progress on to your second year of your chosen degree program at your chosen university. With the International Year 1, these are for those students that are slightly further along in their studies. For example, they've completed high school and they've done another further year of studies beyond that. So that might be even like a diploma, or they've started like the first year of a bachelor's in their home country. These students are not required to do a foundation program. So they can enter on the International Year 1 as long as the program is available for them via that route itself. The International Year 1 is 3 terms, as just like the foundation year. It's not over 2 semesters. The main intake is September and January for it as well. However, students are required to have a slightly higher English proficiency because the level of learning is higher as well. So the minimum is a 5.0, but this is dependent again on the program that you're choosing to study, as some programs will require a higher English level. Again, we can offer that English language preparation for any students that don't quite meet the English criteria to enter onto International Year 1 as well. One thing to highlight is that the International Year 1 programs are not available at all of our universities. It's only available at a select number of our universities, so you can see those highlighted there, being Aberdeen, Coventry, Huddersfield, Kingston, Leeds, Liverpool, John Moore, Royal Holloway, Strathclyde, University of Sussex, and our newly added University Teesside as well. And then the next type of program is the pre-master's program. So this is for those students, again, that's further along in the study. They've completed either like a bachelor's or a HND, and they want to progress onto their chosen master's degree. As long as they've studied a related program, a related subject, they can come and do a pre-master's with us. In terms of the type of students that will require a pre-master's, firstly is those students that want to go into their chosen master's. If they don't achieve at least a 2-1 bachelor's degree, which is generally the minimum requirement to enter directly onto a master's in the UK, then those students that achieve below that, so either like a second class or a lower second class honours or a third class or a pass, those students will be required to do a pre-master's to enter into a master's program in the UK. Likewise, HND is not actually expected for direct entry into a master's program. So any students that's done a high national diploma, you can do a pre-master's as well. And then after the pre-master's, you can enter your chosen master's program. Similar to like the foundation year, this is for those students that, again, they may have not achieved as high the marks that they wanted in their chosen bachelor's or their chosen or they've done a HND. This is for those students to allow them to be able to still progress on to to their chosen masters, get the specialism that they want in their desired area, and progress on to either further studies if they want to go, or to go into the world of work as well. Now, in terms of the pre-masters, these are done over 1, 2, or 3 terms. 1 term is generally the most popular because students can complete it a lot quicker. The intakes are in January, April, and September, the main intakes. We do have a few intakes throughout the year as well for a few of our centres or a few of our programs, but the main core intakes are January, April, and September. Now, for the pre-masters, students are required to have a higher English proficiency, so they need to have an equivalent of a 5.5 IELTS to be able to enter onto their pre-masters program. But we do offer, again, the English top-up program for our pre-masters programs as well. Now, pre-masters is available at almost all of our universities within the UK, almost all of our university partners, barring Leeds Beckett University, University of Leeds, Leeds Beckett University, and Teesside University. So the next slides, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about the universities that we do offer. As I said, this is just going to be high level, just giving you a bit of insight into each university. If you want further information or deeper information about specific programs, then feel free to reach out to the team at Global Education, or if you want to set up a separate one-to-one call, you can reach out to them and they can arrange that with me. But this is generally just a high level summary of each university, so you get the feel of what type of programs they're known for and whether it may be right for you to look deeper into. So the first university I'm going to highlight is University of Aberdeen. As mentioned, it is one of two of our partners that we do have in Scotland. University of Aberdeen is known as a full spectrum university. By full spectrum, we call universities full spectrum in the UK when they offer a wide range of degrees. So, for example, if you want to do certain joint honours that may not be necessarily available in other areas like business and sports science, or various different subjects like that, you generally find them at like a full spectrum university. They've got over 500 years of academic teaching and excellence. You generally, if you're looking for any program, and you may, for example, see that it's not available at some universities, you'll probably find that it's available at University of Aberdeen. So they do have a good list of programs that you can progress on to from their chosen foundation programs, as well as their pre-masters as well. The university is the top 200 university, is also top 20 in the UK, one of the safest cities, university cities as well. For the foundation program, it starts from 15,500. From the international year one, it starts from just under 16,000, and the pre-masters is 11,500. We do offer scholarships on these programs as well. I will go through the scholarships at the end, but this is just the basic tuition fee for you to enter onto a chosen program there. Now, in terms of University of Aberdeen, they've got a fantastic life sciences school. It is one of 3 universities, of only 3 that we do work with, that offers a foundation progression into medicine. So I know there's probably many students that's interested in looking to go into a medicine bachelor's degree. We do offer this at University of Aberdeen. Medicine is only available in the September intake. This intake has already reached its cap, and we do fill up places very quickly. So there is a limit on how many international students we can accept per year. So we do advise students that are really interested in studying medicine to apply as early as possible to avoid any disappointment. The next university is University of Glasgow. So this is our second university that's located in Scotland. In terms of where it's located, is in the capital. So where all the major businesses operate, all the major blue chip companies, they've all got sites set up in Glasgow. If there's any students interested in business and want to do something, study somewhere that's a little bit more affordable and different, University of Strathclyde is a great opportunity for you. So we've got fantastic facilities, as mentioned, in terms of like the business school, as well as engineering facilities as well. It's a top 15 university in the UK, very highly ranked in quite a few subject areas as well. And it's one of the safest cities as well in terms of a university city, as with most of Scotland. It's a really nice city for you to study in. It's won University of the Year and Scottish University of the Year last year, so it is quite a popular destination for international students. The foundation program starts from just over 14,500. The international year one is 15,000, and then they've got the pre-masters 11,500 as well available for you. The good thing about University of Strathclyde is that we also offer follow-on scholarships, which is not available at all of our university partners. So you can get follow-on scholarships depending on which program you chose, and I'll touch on that a little bit later in the slide. So moving a little bit now further south into England. So touching on to the north of England, so this is Durham University. It's actually our highest ranked university that we work with in the UK. Very prestigious, world top 100 university, currently ranked 6th in the UK. It's actually been ranked in the top 10 in the UK for the past 12 years now. 90% of the subjects are ranked in the UK top 10, which is a tremendous statistic. There's not many universities in the UK that can boast that they have that many subjects ranked in the UK top 10. It's a very prestigious university. In terms of key programs or the top schools, it will be the law school and the business school at Durham. Very well known. The business school is triple accredited. So you can rest assured that any degree that you get from this university from the business school is recognized worldwide. It looks great on your CV to study at Durham University because, again, being one of the top ranked universities in the UK and one of the top ranked Russell Group universities, it is a quite popular destination for those students, international students. And with the rankings comes the pricing. So the pricing is always going to be a bit higher when you go to a higher ranked university. So you can see we've got the foundation fees, which is just under 20,000, and the pre-master's fees just over 19,000. This is for those students that's very ambitious, really keen on going to a university that has a fantastic global reputation, very highly ranked, got really good grades as well. This is a popular destination for you. For those of you that are Harry Potter fans, so just one key factor thing that I want to put in there. So I don't know if you're familiar with Harry Potter. So if you're familiar with like the Gryffindor, Slytherin, the whole collegiate system that's in Harry Potter, that stems from Durham University. The only other university that does that in the UK that we work with is Lancaster. With the collegiate system, so this is something you enter into once you've completed your foundation year or your foundation year at the university. You get assigned to like a collegiate where you have inter-dorm events, sports events, talent shows. It's really like your family on the campus as well. It's really fun as well. You get to dress in your colors, etc. So it's a really good thing for when it comes to student experience, to be a part, to feel like you're a part of something more when you go to the university as well. So the next university I'll touch on is Cardiff. So again, another Russell Group university, very highly ranked in the UK in terms of specific subjects. So ranked 34th in the UK overall, but specific subjects is really ranked highly. Cardiff is the second university that we do offer foundation progression into medicine. We also offer foundation progression in dentistry, which I know is a very popular subject amongst the region. So those students interested in those subjects, this would be the type of university you would like to you want to go to or look towards. The Life Science School is really highly ranked. They've got fantastic programs beyond, if you want to, beyond dentistry and medicine. Got fantastic pharmacy, biosciences, zoology programs, all the different types of life sciences programs available for you to progress on to as well at the university. It's also really well known for engineering, more specifically architecture. So it's actually the top 5. It's ranked top 5 in the UK for architecture. And what's really good about the foundation program is actually the only foundation program in architecture or architecture foundation program that we do supply in the UK out of all our partners that doesn't require a portfolio for foundation. All other partners require you to have a portfolio before the foundation, yeah? With Cardiff, we actually help you build the portfolio during your foundation, so it's ready for when you progress on to your actual chosen architecture program, okay? It's actually one of the largest universities in the UK as well. So you can see there's a wide range of students from all different backgrounds going there. So you can rest assured that you'll feel at home and you'll meet someone that you will have some similarities with to be able to make friends and help progress and make your university life a lot smoother. So as mentioned, you've got the pre-master's fees and a foundation. We don't do international year one at Cardiff University, so it's just foundation and pre-master's. The next university to highlight is University of Leeds. You will be probably familiar with this university. It's very well known worldwide. Fantastic university for business. It's a UK top 15 university, a top 100 university in the world. In terms of where it's located, so Leeds contributes over 600 million to the economic footprint within the UK. So there's a lot of partnerships with the university there. There's a lot of internships with various different businesses. So there's various different options for you as well. I said 600 million, so I meant 1.6 billion in terms of its contribution to the economic footprint or the GDP within the UK. So it's a very popular city for local businesses and global worldwide businesses as well. We only offer the foundation and international year one at the University of Leeds. So we don't offer the pre-masters. You can see the foundation is 19,400 it starts from, and international year one, it's just over 20,000. And then the next university is University of Sheffield. Again, another Russell University, fantastic university for students that are looking to go into engineering. Out of all of our actual university partners, this is University of Sussex has the widest range of engineering programs available to students. So you can go into robotics and engineering, artificial intelligence engineering, aerospace engineering. It's got all the more specific sort of engineering routes rather than as a student studying just general engineering. So if you want something that's more specific in terms of the type of niche engineering route that you might want to go into, this is a great university. It's also well known for law, business as well. It's got fantastic programs in there. I've only mentioned just the key programs at universities, but all of these universities have got a wider range beyond there as well. So don't be worried if you haven't heard me mention a particular program that you may be interested in, because rest assured it'll be available at one of the universities. In terms of Sheffield, it's a fantastic location, located in the north of England, quite central as well. So it's easy access to the other major cities like Manchester, if you want to go travel to London over the weekend, outside studies, or even go up to Scotland. It's a fantastic location for that. With Sheffield, it actually is the best of both worlds. So you've got like your shopping centre, which is pretty much as soon as you exit the student union, because it is a city campus university. You've got like your malls, cafes, shops, etc., all in front of you. At the same time, it's one of the greenest cities within Europe. So it's got 60% green space. So for those students that don't want to just be in a major city like London, which is often referred to as like a brick city, you have got somewhere like that, Sheffield, that gives you the best of both worlds, where you've got a lot of green, you've got the parks, etc., which you can go and visit and spend your time at as well. In terms of the programs on offer, we offer foundation and pre-masters. So you've got the fees displayed on the screen there. So foundation, 17,000, and pre-masters starting from 18.5. One thing to mention is that University of Sheffield is the only other university other than Cardiff that also offers a dental surgery progression as well. So if you're looking for dentistry and you may not be too interested in like a Cardiff a university, then University of Sheffield could be the option for you as well. So the next university is Lancaster University. So I always refer to this as the dark horse university, because it's not a Ross Group university. But if you look at the academics in terms of subjects, they are ranked and compete when they actually compete with Durham and all the Ross Group universities. In some cases, they actually rank higher than the majority of the Ross Group universities in terms of specific subjects. So it's a fantastic university in terms of all the subjects that they do offer. Really well known for like business, life sciences, engineering, computing is a very good route as well for those students that want to study there. It is a TEF code school as well, so it's highly ranked for teaching excellence. And we offer a foundation and pre-masters for students that want to progress on to there. The good thing about Lancaster University, which a lot of students may prefer. So when you look at your foundation program, so for those of you that's done research, or those of you that's going to be doing your research, you may see that if you enter a foundation year, it's quite general. So you'll see like business, social science, and humanities foundation. So this is whereby when you join that foundation, you'll be with students that are progressing onto business, students progressing onto subjects in social sciences, and students progressing onto subjects in humanities. So it's quite a wide remit. Although the class sizes will be still small, it's quite a wide remit of students. So a lot of the time, your first term will be quite general, and then your second term is when it gets more specific. With Lancaster University, their foundation and their pre-masters are very specific from the start. So you've got foundation in engineering, foundation in computing, foundation in business. They're very specific from the get-go. So for those students, when you enter, you'll be learning the subject from the start. So there's no general first term. It's quite specific all the way through. Some students prefer that. Some students prefer the more general route, so they can get more of a feel of what type of subject they want to go into in case they want to change their mind. But you've got the option there available for you at Lancaster University. So moving on to University of Huddersfield, again, very popular university, one of our most popular universities for international students. Huddersfield, located in the north of England, very popular city, one of the safest cities as well, our safest university cities. Is multicultural as well. So you've got students from not just students, but people that actually expats that actually move and sort of like migrate over to the Huddersfield. There's a wide range of people from various different backgrounds. They go and study and work and live and build their life within Huddersfield. So it's a really fantastic and diverse location. In terms of universities, when it comes to fees, this is our most affordable university when it comes to foundation fees, and not just foundation, but international year one and pre-masters. got fantastic options. For example, if you want to go into like hospitality and tourism, got some great routes there for you, business as well as various other old programs. It's actually the only university that we offer a foundation progression from nursing. If there's any students that's interested in going into nursing bachelors, we've got that available for you as well as like computer science and all the other subjects is all available for you at University of Huddersfield. It's actually been growing in rankings, as mentioned earlier. It's been growing in rankings continuously over the past 5 years. It's ranked TEF Gold as well. So a lot of their subjects are really ranked quite highly, and they are known for teaching excellence. So it's a really good location, and it's very affordable for international students as well, which is why it's one of our most popular destinations for students. The next university is Leeds Beckett. So this is located in Leeds. It's not the Russell University. It's got similar subjects to the University of Leeds, got the same partnership as the University of Leeds, except it's just ranked slightly lower, and in terms of the pricing, it's a little bit cheaper as well. We don't offer international year one for Leeds Beckett University. We only offer foundation for those students to go into their bachelor's program. But the Leeds Beckett University, again, is a really popular option for students that may not want to spend the money to go to the University of Leeds, but get a similar type of education within the same city as well. So it is a great location for students. In terms of the students that go to study at the foundation, or if they want to study at the foundation program, or even the international year one program to go to the University of Leeds, all of that is done at the Leeds Beckett Campus International Study Centre. So once you then progress, because they're so close to each other, so once you progress, you don't need to worry about moving or understanding or learning any other different campus, because it's all within the same vicinity as well. But this is just the alternative option for Leeds in Leeds if anyone's really set on going to that city, but they may not want to or may not have the grades to go directly into the University of Leeds. And then we've got Liverpool John Moores University, another fantastic partner that we do have. Liverpool is the 4th largest city in Britain. Many of you, if there's any football fans, you know about Liverpool Football Club and Everton Football Club, 2 of the biggest football clubs within the UK. It is a really popular destination for students. It's a student city because it actually has 3 universities there. So these are quite big universities. So you've got University of Liverpool, which is a Russell University that's located there. You've got Liverpool Hope University located there, and then you've got Liverpool John Moores. And they're all located within the city centre as well, within the quite central, quite close to the city centre. So you can see the city really does drive towards making sure there are a lot of student events. You get to mix with the other universities. There's different events where you get to mix with the other students as well. So it's a really fantastic location for international students. We do support students in terms of a wide range of programs when it comes to career development, etc., which is something that we do at all of our universities, but we do have a really good Career Smart program at Liverpool John Moores to help those students that want to stay beyond with the new post-study work visa laws that come into play. This is a great opportunity for you as well. In terms of the strengths, you've got like hospitality, engineering, architecture, and sports science, which is a really good subject there. For those of you as mentioned that's interested in football and know about the sports teams like Liverpool and Everton, they actually do their medicals. So when players come and need to do their medicals, they actually do it on the campus and use the facilities of Liverpool John Moores, because it's actually one of the best facilities available in the country. So if any of you are interested in that particular subject in sports science, there's not many better universities you can go to study at within the UK, that particular subject. So we do offer foundation, international year one, and pre-masters, starting from 14,000 for the foundation, just over 14,000, and just over 13,600 for international year one. And it's actually our most affordable pre-masters program at just over £7,000. And these are the prices before we had scholarships. So you can see again, this is another affordable option, particularly for those students interested in pre-masters in the UK. So I'm just moving on. I'm just going to go and skim over the next ones now because I'm conscious of the time that I'm taking here. So we've got Coventry University, London. Again, really good university when it comes to business, as with most of the universities within London. It's located actually in Canary Wharf. So the actual International Study Centre, where you'll do like either your foundation, international year one, or pre-masters, is in Greenwich, which is not too far. But your actual campus itself, the London campus, which you'll progress onto, is actually quite close to Canary Wharf. So you've got the foundation year, which starts from just over 14,000. You've got international year one, which is just under 15,000. And then you've got the pre-masters, which is just over 10,500. So in terms of this particular university, it's for those students really interested in business. It's got fantastic business partners and employers. So like Jaguar, Lloyds Banking Group are two of the most popular ones, but you've got other banking groups as well and other car manufacturers that have got partnerships there to help you with an internship when progressing. The next university I'll highlight is Kingston University, London. Again, very well known for business. Being in London, it's easy to build those type of partnerships. This university is actually located just on the outskirts of London, so it's not central like Coventry University. So it's a little bit less busy and a little bit cheaper in terms of the cost of living at Kingston University. This is a really good university, as mentioned, for business, but at the same time, for those students that's really interested in entrepreneurship, they have a fantastic entrepreneurial program. So these are for those students that may be looking to start their own business. So with this entrepreneurial program, they will talk you through like how to write a business plan, how to approach a bank for a business loan, and all the various different facilities and information needed to create your own business. So it is a really good program for those students interested in that. Otherwise, it has got fantastic other fantastic programs that you can get involved in at the university as well, if you're interested. In terms of the university, offers foundation, international year one. The international year one's only in business management, by the way, and then you have pre-masters for students. And as you can see, the fees are available there as well. And as I said, because it's just on the outskirts, it's a little bit quieter, but it's still close vicinity to central London, so only 25 minutes for you. Now, the next university is Royal Holloway University, London. Again, being in London, as mentioned, it is always running on for business. But one of the good things about Royal Holloway is it's really well known for arts programs as well. So if you're any students interested in like arts, humanities, sciences, there's a lot of universities that may not really specialize in those particular subjects, but Royal Holloway does. So if you're interested in any of those particular subject areas, this could be a great university for you. As mentioned, you still got like the business schools, etc. there as well, which you can go and study at. In terms of where it's located, again, it is on the outskirts of London. So again, it's a little bit cheaper for cost of living and a little bit less busy. It actually is one of the most beautiful campuses as well that we do have. So you have got a picture of the campus there, but it's one of the most beautiful campuses within the UK. If you're really interested and really like the look of certain like architecture and traditional red brick feel, then Royal Holloway really does give you that as an international student. Now, it offers both foundation, international year one, and pre-master's programs. In terms of the academics, it is ranked quite highly, so you can see the fees are slightly higher compared to the other London universities I've just discussed. But you can see it has got great options for you available there as well. So then the next university is University of Surrey. So University of Surrey is a great university for those students really interested in doing a placement year. So when you go to study in the UK, you've got the option of doing like a standard 3-year bachelor's degree, or you can do like a 4-year bachelor's degree where you do a placement just before your final year. This is a pay placement as well that's available to you. And some universities don't offer it on all of their programs. University of Surrey actually offer it on the majority of the programs. So it's around 95% of their programs offer it. So if you're really interested in getting that valuable work experience, which I always do recommend to any student that goes to university, any international student, it's always good to get work experience. So if you are interested, then University of Surrey is probably one of the best locations you can go to. Got partnerships with over 2,300 leading employers within the UK. So there's various different options available to you within life sciences, within business, within engineering, within various different areas that they do support you as well. And because of that placement side of things, 90% of undergraduate students are in work or further education within 15 months of graduating, which again is a tremendous statistic at the university, and it shows how much they really put into that whole making sure students are ready for when they progress, and making sure students are ready to go into a career either after graduating or going to further education after graduating as well. It's really good, as mentioned, when it comes to the post-study work visa, to make sure that you do choose like a program that does have a placement opportunity, because it does help you to be able to find a job beyond if any students are interested in working after graduating in the UK before returning back to their home country. So we offer a foundation and pre-masters at University of Surrey. As you can see, the fees for foundation is 17,000 it starts from, and the pre-master starts from 13,250. And then the next university, University of Sussex, again, very highly ranked university. It's not a roster group, but it's very highly ranked and well known, located down by the south coast near Brighton. Fantastic location, particularly during the summer. So it's quite warm right now. I'm actually in the UK at the moment, although I'm normally based in the UAE. But it's very warm in terms of a location, and that's where everyone goes during the summer to go down to the beach, etc. So it's a great location for students. also got other universities located there, like the Brighton University of Brighton. You've got Brighton and Sussex Medical School, etc. It's all there. So it's a really good student-centric city as well. It is another one of those full-spectrum universities. So like similar to Aberdeen, it's got a wide range of programs. I mean, you can go into like film and media, communications, various different options available for you. It is well known for business as well. So it's business school, it's double accredited as well, and it is ranked 8th in the UK for business and economics. So it is a great option for any students interested in those particular subjects. Now, we do offer Foundation, International Year 1 and Pre-Masters at University of Sussex. And due to its ranking in terms of academics, you can see the prices are all displayed there. So 18,000 for Foundation, 18.5 for International Year 1, and just under 12,000 for Pre-Master. So on the next slide, I'm going to talk you through an alternative option, because I'm sure there's probably some of you that's looking at these universities and are probably thinking, oh, no, I'm not really interested in those. I want to go somewhere else. So we do have alternative options as well for those students that may be interested. Or it could be that you may not be undecided, but you still want to go and study within the UK. So for those students, we have the Bellaby's College option, which is a great option for those students, particularly for those that wanted to go into a bachelor's program. So at Bellaby's, we offer A-level, International Foundation Year, and International Year 1. So these for those students going into bachelor's, we don't offer anything in regards to pre-masters currently at Bellaby's. So firstly, why Bellaby's may be a good option for you. So firstly, when it comes to the foundation, first of all, if you look at the options that I've gone through today, those foundations are designed for you to progress onto those chosen, those particular universities. Okay. Now, there are a lot of universities in the UK that don't offer foundation programs, and they don't actually accept foundation to go into their chosen degree program. They require students to have the international qualification, whether that be like an A-level or like an IB. They need the international qualification to go into those university programs. So that's where Bellaby's is an option for you. So for example, if you really want to go to UK, but you're still a bit unsure, and you may not, obviously you do have the option of doing A-levels in your home country, but you may want to do it within the UK so you can get a better feel of the country and which universities. Then we do offer A-levels at Bellaby's. It allows you to apply to any university in the UK, because every university in the UK accepts A-levels. If there's a particular university you're interested in that you've been looking at, and they don't have a foundation year, but you really want to go into the UK, and then you can do an A-level at Bellaby's to help you progress into that chosen university. The good thing about studying the A-levels at Bellaby's is that we do have the universities come and visit the actual college and visit the students. We also take you to the universities to take you for a tour, to speak to the university staff, to get more of a feel of the universities that you want to go to. So it kind of gives you a bit more of an insight to make up your decision as to what you want to do and which university you want to choose. The other good thing is that we do have an elite prep program, or A-level prep program. This is for those students that are really high achievers, really ambitious. They want to go to either like the Oxford or the Cambridge, which are the two highest ranked universities in the UK and one of the highest ranked universities in the world. We have an elite prep program through the A-levels. So you study A-levels at the elite program at Bellaby's. We will take you through the application process for Oxford or Cambridge. We will take you through, prepare you for the interview, take you on trips to the university as well. So it helps increase your chances of going to those particular universities. As I'm sure many of you are aware, when it comes to the really top universities, there is a very, very strict selection process. So it's quite rigid. So you get that extra support there. For the foundation, yeah. So again, this is for those students that, again, a little bit undecided on the type of university you may want to go to, or the university you're looking at, you need to do a foundation year, and the university that you're looking at doesn't actually offer a foundation year for their actual bachelor's program. So with the foundation year at Bellaby's is accepted at over 50 universities within the UK. So you've got a wide range of options to choose from. We also do offer a science and pharmacy foundation year. So for example, with Cardiff, Aberdeen and University of Sussex, where we do offer foundation in medicine progression, those universities have a cap on how many students we can actually accept. So at Cardiff, we can accept 10 students onto medicine. At Aberdeen, we can accept 20 students. And at Sussex, we can accept 20 students as well. So that's 20 international students total per year. However, with the Science and Pharmacy Foundation at Bellaby's, we don't have a cap on how many students we can accept. And once you complete the Science and Pharmacy Foundation, you can apply to medicine at over 7 different medical schools around the UK as well. So you've got a wider range of options available to you if you were to do the foundation year. Not just in science and pharmacy, but you've got engineering as well as business and various other routes as well. So it's for those students that either go and choose in a university that doesn't have a foundation year available to them, but they need to do one, or for those students that, again, are a little bit undecided as to which university and want to get a foundation year, which allows them to progress onto various different routes rather than being stuck in just one university as their choice. Similar to the international year one, it works the same way as the foundation year again. There is over 40 universities that accept the international year one for Beckett. It's only focused on business management, so the program is written and designed in partnership with Aston University. So you've got a really good chance of getting into Aston University if that's an option for you. But at the same time, you can apply to over 40 different universities via the international year one program. And similar to foundation year, again, it's for those students that need an international year one, but it's not offered, it's not available at the university you've chosen. You can go to Beckett to be able to then progress onto that university. And then we do offer the English language support. Again, it's available at all of our centres, and it generally isn't a requirement across the region as the English level is quite high, but you do have that support available to you as well at Beckett. Now, finally, I'll touch on scholarships, which is probably the part you've all been waiting for. Hopefully, I haven't bored you too much of all the information. So firstly, in terms of our scholarships, we offer scholarships at all of our centres on the majority of our programs. It's not full scholarships, it's partial scholarships that we do offer students, okay? Now, these generally range between 10 to, generally range between 10 and 20%, depending on which program. One thing to mention is that these scholarships are not available on programs where we have a limit on how many international students. So for example, on the medicine programs at Cardiff, medicine and dentistry at Cardiff, or the medicine program at Aberdeen or University of Sussex, where we have a limit on students, we can't apply a scholarships on there for you. But if you choose the foundation year at Beckett, then we can apply a scholarship because we don't have a limit. So as long as there's no limit on how many international students we can accept, then we can award a scholarship between 10 and 20%. Now, this is applied to either your foundation year, your international year one, or your pre-master's program. We can apply that scholarship for you, okay? Now, in terms of follow-on scholarships for when you progress onto your chosen degree, whether that be your bachelor's or even your master's, this is offered at a range of our UK universities. Not all universities offer follow-on scholarships, but the majority of our partners do. And these generally range from as low as £1,000 for each remaining year of your study, and they go all the way up to 50%, which is the highest, and that's available at University of Sheffield, and that's something that's like a prestigious merit scholarship. So there's a good range, but generally, on average, most students will generally receive around 1,000 to 2,500 for each remaining year when they progress from the International Study Centre at the majority of our students. So there are follow-on scholarships available for you as well. Now, that's the key information that I wanted to share with you on the university today. Now, I appreciate that there's a lot of information. I'm sure for those of you, George, I'm sure it's mentioned to you as well that you will get a recording of this. So if you want to look back on it, you can look through it and ask any further questions of global education. But for now, I just want to open it up to the questions now, and we can go from there. Thank you for your time.
Winston, thank you very much for the presentation as well. It was very insightful as always, and it does paint a picture of variety of options that students have access to, especially from South Africa and Zimbabwe who are looking to study in the UK. Just while we wait for people to put some questions in, please, everybody in the chat box or the Q&A section, if you'd like to pop them in there, and then we'll get to them. Winston, I wanted to ask you, what are some tips for people looking to apply for one of those scholarships? If it's in one of the courses, which there's no limit for students, what are some tips that we can sort of guide them in helping those applications?
Sure. So with the scholarships, so the general scholarships of 10 to 20%, they're quite easy for us. Well, not easy, but sorry, someone just come off mute to ask a question. Sorry, I heard a bit of background feedback. It might be on my end. Sorry about that. So in terms of the scholarships that we do offer, so for those students that are interested in getting a scholarship, all you need to do is hold a conditional offer for us. Okay, so you do need to contact Global Education, submit the application with them, and as long as you get a conditional offer with us or with one of our partners, we can then request and apply for you to get one of those scholarships. Okay, so it's quite an easy process. Speak to Global Education to get that application submitted first of all, and then once you've got that conditional offer, then we can request for that scholarship. For the follow-on scholarship, it varies depending on which university. So quite a majority of our universities is all automatic as long as you achieve the minimum grade to pass your foundation year. So that's normally around 60 to 70%. The majority are automatic. However, for the large scholarship, which I mentioned, which probably most of your ears perked up at, was the 50% for University of Sheffield. Now that scholarship is something you have to apply for separately. So that is something that once you complete your foundation year and you're progressing on to that university, then you'll need to submit a separate application. So the university has a rigorous process. So it's not study group that does this. The initial scholarship is through study group for your foundation, the international year one or pre-masters, but the follow-on is with the university. So you need to like write a personal statement. You need to make sure you achieve high grades in terms of your foundation year, etc. So there's various different elements in regards to that. But as mentioned, you've got your study group scholarship for your first year, like your pathway program. Most offer automatic as long as you get 60 to 70%. But the other ones, if you want higher, then you need to apply for separately with the university directly.
And a second question for you, and it's a two-part question. The second part will be about COVID and what's the update now with September and students that are actually coming through to your centers. What's that bit of process like? But before we get to that, Winston, I wanted to ask, for students that are looking now with, we got this world of the pandemic, post-pandemic, the sciences have become more of an option for students, more of a focus on what to study. Do you have a recommendation for somebody that's looking to get more into sort of the biomedical sciences side? Do you have a recommendation of where they should be looking at?
Sure. So yeah, with the whole COVID situation, it obviously has opened up the eyes, opened the world's eyes to obviously how quickly diseases and a pandemic can really spread. So the biosciences or the world of life sciences, as you'll say, is a very important and a great field for any students that may be particularly interested in that particular area. Now, in terms of our universities, the majority do offer life sciences programs, but in terms of like the top universities that I will mention or mention out of the group there, you've got Cardiff University, which is one of the top life sciences schools that we do work with. Aberdeen University as well has some great options for you. Those are probably the top two, although we do offer it at some of our other universities. Those will be the top two that I'll recommend to look at. One of the key things is when it comes to like a life sciences subject, it's really good to look at what type of field or what type of area you want to go into. Particularly, it's really good that we're talking on like the biosciences you mentioned, but maybe I can touch on the medicine now as well, because I'm sure some of you are probably trying to merge the two together. So if you look at yourself, so the first question to ask is, what do you want to do when you progress into your career? Do you want to become a doctor, or do you want to go into the back end and be like the people in the lab that find the cures, find the treatments, etc.? If you want to become a doctor, then you go towards medicine, okay? That's more to do with, okay, how you look after, how you be able to treat your patients, your empathy, how you can look after your clients, etc., and how you can manage and work under pressure in terms of that type of environment. In cases you may be able to maybe delivering life-changing news to many of your patients. So that's what they're looking for in that side of things. So it's more to do with obviously the understanding of the medical side of things, but the understanding of being able how you can communicate that to one of your patients. Now, in terms of those people that I really want to get involved in the labs, I want to wear the white jacket in the labs and the goggles, etc., then that's more to do with the biomedical sciences that we do have available for you. So there's various different ones like biochemistry, where you kind of building like some of the where you're kind of working towards like building the vaccine sort of or elements towards that type of vaccine. And then you've got the biomedicine, where you're the person that is building the side of where it comes to administering it, of what you're going to deliver to the doctors. There's various different areas that you can go into. But the world of life science is a fantastic route right now. There's a lot of opportunities that's going out there to help protect the world in terms of society based on what's happened over the past year and a half. So it is a fantastic option for any student. Yeah. Now, in terms of COVID now, so touching on in terms of the situation when it comes to September. So in terms of the UK as a whole, so the UK started opening up their campuses, or all universities were advised to be able to, were authorized to open their campuses in May this year. Now, a lot of universities chose to keep their campuses closed, only being because it was like the end of term. A lot of students would be finishing, and they've only just got like the students that are studying over the summer days, so they kept their campuses closed. However, all universities that we work with are planning to open their campuses in September for face-to-face studies. Now, we are allowing students to start online. As we know with the travel bans at the moment, in terms of the red list and the countries on the red list, etc., that it may be difficult to travel to the UK, specifically direct, in terms of like a direct flight. We are allowing students to start online. We are aware that there are some delays when it comes to visa processing. So all students are authorized to start online, and they can work up until the second term, which will be September intake. So it will be the students that you can study online all the way through September, all the way through to December, and then arrive on campus in January. So you've got options. You can either arrive in September, or you can start online and do the first semester at home and then arrive in January. If things don't improve, then as we did with last year, where we allowed students to start online in September, we then allowed them to continue their full pathway program throughout the year. So if things don't improve across the world in terms of like the travel bans and Corona and the COVID virus, then it's very likely that we will allow students to complete the whole program online. But as it stands at the moment, all students are required to arrive on campus for January.
Brilliant, thank you, Vince. That was great. I've got a question here from Marlene, and Marlene, just a heads up, this is something that Global can work with you, is going through your results and what would help you qualify to different courses and universities from around the world. And especially with study group, we work closely with Winston to assess your own background and skills and being able to be eligible for these applications. Winston, Marlene's asking, are A-levels mandatory to apply, or can the South African matric, the NSC certificate suffice?
Yeah, so A-levels are not required to apply onto our foundation program. The NSC is absolutely fine, so that's fine. Depending on what grade you achieve, as long as you achieve it for your particular subject, then we can get you accepted. So you don't need to do A-levels.
Brilliant. And has anybody's got any other questions? I'm going to let Winston off early today. I think this is the first one where we've kept it within an hour. Normally, Winston are talking for a couple of hours. All right. Well, I think that's it from everybody. Winston, again, thank you very much. We really do appreciate your time in presenting to Zimbabwe and to South African students. We do look forward to seeing you again, and any last words for everybody, greatly appreciated. And thank you for everybody for joining in.
Brilliant. Yeah. Again, thank you, George, and the team at Global Education. We really do value your partnership and how we work so closely when it comes to supporting students from South Africa and Zimbabwe. For all students that joined today, thank you very much for joining. We do appreciate you coming and joining our presentation. If you do want any further information, please do reach out to the team at Global Education to get that application submitted or ask any further information. Or if you want to set up a one-to-one call with me, again, reach out to the team there, and I'll be happy to go into a bit more detail about maybe it's one specific university, or if you want to go into a bit more detail about programs. The key thing that I just want to leave you with today is make sure you do your research when it comes to universities. Make sure you choose a program that's right for you and understand the areas that it progresses on to, okay? A lot of students do sometimes think they want to study a particular subject, and then they change their mind afterwards and may not be happy. The team at Global Education are fantastic. They've got great advisors there who'll be able to help you and guide you in terms of your career path and which program is right for your career path. So please do set up a meeting with them to get further information and submit the application. But thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, and I really do appreciate your time, as always. And sorry I couldn't have my camera on.
Next time, Winston, we'll have that smile on camera for everybody.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Cheers, everybody. And I've got my contact details up on the screen there. info@global-education.co.za, or just george@global-education.co.za. And one of us from the team will get in touch with you. Please all keep in mind that we will be sending out this video to you shortly. So please do keep in touch with your inbox there. And if it's in spam, click the subscribe button, and it'll help us to share the right information to South Africa and Zimbabwe. Thanks very much, everybody. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.